the PodOutatNight, mostly. I am Graveyard, joined by my co-host Salem.
Hello.
This is episode 185 of our weekly All Things Horror podcast. Less than 4 months away to episode 200. I'm excited.
Are you?
Yes, we're gonna get you pizza, actual pizza,
I don't know about that.
better pizza. How about that? But yeah, whether you are, in your late 20s and playing, unconvincingly, I might add, a teenager, or, on some good or perhaps bad LSD, or trying to see a really bad Friday the 13th ripoff, because that was a bad movie that they're watching in a movie.
Well, I mean, it's supposed to be. Whenever there's a movie within a movie,
I
it
know.
can't be better than the movie you're watching.
Yeah, well, number 2 says otherwise in this trilogy here that we watched.
Well, I'm just saying.
Yeah. But there is one thing you should fear: the Blob. That's right. So grab your parka and fire extinguishers and try not to catch the US space cold, I guess.
They never said what virus it was, just that it was a virus.
Correct, correct. But yes, we are doing the Blob trilogy. I believe there was supposed to have been another remake out by now, but COVID happened and they stopped that for some reason. So we are looking at the Blob from 1958. Beware the Blob from the psychedelic groovy 70s from 1972. And what is, I think, a fantastic horror remake of the Blob from 1988, which was a critical and commercial bomb. Like, it didn't even make back its budget.
I loved it when
Yes.
it came out. I rented it multiple times from the video store. I thought it was fantastic, but I was also like 10 years old. So,
Right.
but I loved it.
I think it holds up. I will say right now, I think it's one of the best horror remakes ever. It's in the top f
Uh,
I think it's the top 5.
I don't know about that. I mean, it's good, it's fun. I mean,
Yeah,
there's a lot of fun things about it,
yeah.
but it's like there's some weak points there.
There is. Not as weak as Beware the Blob,
No.
but but yeah, let's get into it, because the story is pretty much the same across all 3 of these, but sort of 1958, meteorite crashes to Earth, and an old man and his dog that has a much bigger bark than what the dog should have, uh, finds it, and it, attaches to his hand. He, like, pokes the meteorite and, snot goes up the stick onto his hand, and goes out and starts going after this couple that's, one's clearly teenager, one is guy almost 30, played by, of course, the late great Steve McQueen.
Yeah. It's meteor shit.
Yeah, yes, I think that was a parody of
Of course it
the
was.
old guy.
Right.
Yeah, so they get across this old guy and his dog. They're like, "Oh, there's something wrong. This thing's attached to his hand. It's kind of eating him, and he's in pain." Bring him to the doctor. He's closing up. "Oh, I'm closing up. Like, this guy's hurt." Oh, how dare he?
I mean, I've been there. Somebody comes to me at, 15 minutes before we're about to leave. It's like, dude, seriously?
Yeah, but his was life or death. Ours is not.
Well, I mean, yeah, but he sees that shit all the time. So
I
for him,
know.
it's like, ugh.
Yeah, yeah. So that's going on there. I will just cut to that story that's there. They they think it's like some sort of acid, and like, don't touch it. And the nurse that's there, that he calls back into work, she just falls down and gets eaten by this girl and blah. Like, this thing is slow moving. Like, this is why I like to remake more, because it has more sense of why people are not able to get away from it. This thing is barely rolling, and then she's just standing there like, the guy in front of the steamroller in Austin Powers.
Yeah, literally. I was like literally picturing that exact scene. I'm like, how are you not walking calmly away? Like this thing is not moving fast.
At all. It's Jello. It's barely moving, but that's the movie posters, like the picture of the blob on the ground and her screaming. That's like the quintessential movie poster for this movie.
Yeah. So like, yeah, it's in one corner, she's in another corner, and instead of just like walking
Mhm.
casually past it, she runs in the other corner and then falls down
And it
right next to
still
it.
would take, the way it moves, like 10 minutes to get to her.
Right. Yeah. She probably could bake a
Yeah,
cake in the time it would take to get there.
correct, correct. And we'll just say this too. The doctor also, gets attacked by it after he tries to shoot it and just doesn't do anything, of course, because it's I don't know what you think shooting Jello would do to the Jello other than nothing.
Well, I mean, it's a living thing.
Yeah,
So, if you are afraid of a living thing, shooting it is an acceptable, first experiment.
I mean, it's 1958. This doctor seems like that maybe he's also like the town vet and puts down horses in his spare time with his gun. Yeah.
Yeah, again, if you're a doctor's office, you have a gun in your desk, like, I mean, there's something going on there.
Not a handgun either. No. So all that's going on. There's Steve McQueen and his date, are they were racing because it's, the thing to do in the 50s because every 50s movies has to have a race scene.
Well, what else are you gonna do?
Backwards at that, right? And he kinda tricks the Goober Patrol, I guess, that end up being, like, his friends, like, really quickly in the movie. Um, but yeah, they essentially get called in there, they call down the cops, cop kinda sees them, they tell 'em what's going on there, their parents show up, and I swear Steve McQueen's dad is, like, 5 years older than him. They're like, "Oh, these hooligans are just doing all this bad stuff," and, they supposedly see the doctor, get, you know, eaten by the blob. Of course, no one believes him because why would you? That guy was just drag racing, and that was just horrible for him to do as it was. Um, yeah, and they're just trying to convince everyone we introduced to the girl's, little brother, which I don't think they used his actual voice in any of the lines. It seemed very dubbed over.
Oh, it's probably had to be dubbed over by, like, an adult.
Right, right. So, yeah, they kinda they go to they go to the doctor. I was like, "Oh, there's no one here." Now, in my opinion, I think the blob would be leaving, like, a slime trail everywhere.
I mean, it depends. If all of the, parts of the blob are working as a whole, like, they wouldn't leave behind parts of itself.
I
Just
mean,
like when you're walking, you don't leave your feet behind.
yeah, but there's some trace of my presence. Some usually if I was covered in grease and jello, I think I'd leave some sort of trail.
Oh, well, we'll have to try it out. I'm gonna wrap you in silicone glue and then see what you leave behind.
Yeah. So kind of anyway, we get another scene with a mechanic who gets just slurped up under the car, which, this is 1958. Not graphic in a lot of sense, a lot of implied things, but still people are being eaten, which is, interesting. Eventually, they go to it's like, "Hey, we're gonna go see they're gonna see this spook movie at, like, midnight," or whatever time it was.
Spooky show.
Yeah, the spooky show, of course. What was the movie?
Well,
The
which
the
one? The one on the poster or the one that's playing?
the one on the poster.
Well, the one on the poster is, Daughter of Horror, which is the narrated version of the movie that we just watched not too long ago, Dementia. Yeah, Daughter of Horror. Yeah, I don't know what movie was actually playing because I don't think that was real. I think they like just filmed that for this.
Correct. I was watching, like, is it an actual movie? I don't think it is.
Yeah, I didn't think it was either. But there was another poster of the vampire and the robot, which I don't know if that's real or not, but it looks cool.
Yes, yeah. So anyway, the guy they try to convince their friends, like, "We gotta warn this town." They try to go see, um I guess, at the as his dad's grocery store? I don't know if it's ever implied.
Di I think it was. I think it was his dad's, or at least yeah, I think it was his dad's because he knew, like, who was supposed to be there to close up, and
Yeah,
nobody was closed up or something.
yeah, but eventually they get in there and, "Oh, no, the blob's attacking. Quick, go hide in the room that has one entrance and exit, the freezer."
Yeah.
And, of course, this is they had to do it just to show that the blob does not like cold, even though they couldn't see their damn breaths in that freezer at all.
No. No,
So
it's not it's not as bad as the 3rd one's freezer, but it's very obviously just a room.
yeah, with how warm that room was, that meat's gotta smell bad. That's hanging up there. So anyway, they're like, "Oh, this doesn't like," they don't really know, put 2 together. They're like, "Oh, that's weird." So eventually they get a hold of their friends and like, "Hey, we gotta warn everyone." And like the movie theater gets attacked, like projectionists being eaten, and then we have the scene that is recreated, I would say, at every showing of the Blob in that theater. Did you know that?
What's that?
that theater that they use in this movie, they show screens of the Blob, and at the end of it, you have everyone run out, like, especially on anniversaries to recreate the scene of everyone running out of the theater.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I think there's something like there's some history, like, someone still has his original piece of the Blob, which they said is just, like, moldy and disgusting, but it's
Well,
still
yeah, I
there.
imagine.
Still there. So
Where's it
anyway
at?
ah, crap, I don't recall.
Is it, like, in LA or is it, like, in some random state?
I wanna say it was LA, but I always thought it'd be pretty cool. Well, kind of anyway, all that's going on there, and they're like, "Hey, we gotta get out of here." Oh, and then let's go into this diner with the girl's brother shows up because he's there, and the diner is covered with the Blob. They're like, "Oh, it's not good." Cops show up like, "Hey, now this is thing. Hey, let's try to electrocute that." And they try. It does nothing, and somehow this then causes a fire. So not only are they surrounded by the Blob, there's also a fire. They're like, "Yeah, they have like 5 minutes of oxygen. Yeah, they're goners." Oh well. Um,
Whoops.
oops, yeah. Anyway, when it's kind of happening, it's like, "Hey, oh, let me grab something to attack here," and he sprays the Blob with a CO2 fire extinguisher, which I guess it's cold, but not like the cold the way you think it is.
Yeah, I didn't really understand that, but I some of stuff, like, if you're spraying, like, butane, like, it
Mhm.
does get really cold. I have no idea if that I've never shot a CO2 fire extinguisher. I don't know if that's the case. I would hope so, but I don't know. Who knows?
The cold doesn't pull out the fire, the CO2 does. So I guess they're saying that's because of it, and they notice like, hey, that's what it is. And like, oh, while talking to the cops with the phone, and he's shouting from the cellar, "It's the cold! Get the cold!" And the fire department comes like, "Yeah, we don't got CO2, we got water," which I would think would be cold, you know,
Well, not that cold.
not
Not freezer cold.
not freezer cold, but colder than like a CO2 tank.
But, I mean, yeah, it might not enjoy it, but, like, I
Yeah.
don't think it's gonna do anything to it.
Eventually, they realized, like, as you're able to hear him shout, like, "Oh, let's do this." And, the girl's dad was, like, the principal, and they go to the high school and get, like, all the fire extinguishers that are there, like, they all happen to be, like, at the entrance of the school, it seems like.
Well, there was also, like, 100 people there.
That's true. So then eventually they go around, they just start, spraying the Blob, and it freezes, and, like, the last little sample, like, "We're gonna send this to the Arctic." Cool. Maybe. AKA
The Arctic is somebody's freezer.
yeah. That's the Arctic. So that's that happily ever after. Maybe 8 people die, 10. For 50s, that's a lot of people to show death, so I think. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Man, when's the last time you watched this movie in its entirety?
Oh, I have no idea. It was a long, long time ago.
Yeah.
I don't know, 30 years ago? It was probably in high school.
Yeah, it is a classic though. I will give it that. Like I said, it's Steve McQueen's first acting role that
Well,
he played.
first starring role,
Sorry, yeah,
yes.
yeah. But yeah, it's just interesting that I don't know why he didn't sign up for the sequel.
Well, the sequel wasn't made till '72. He had already done all, like, Bullet by then. He's not gonna go back to the Blob.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Why don't you go first with your highlights?
Okay, highlights. That opening song is catchy, man.
Sure is.
That Blob song, I was like, that actually, like, charted,
Mhm.
like, at the time, like, they didn't like, it was like a surprise hit, they didn't know what to do, they didn't even have a name for the band at the time.
Right.
But yeah, it was like a surprise hit, but it was like a fun song, but it's kind of funny because it's like they're singing about the Blob before the movie even starts, which is funny to me. Yeah, Steve McQueen is great, but he's like
Mhm.
I don't know, 30? I don't
Yeah.
even know how old he actually was, but he was like a 1958 30. I don't know what that
Yeah,
actually
he was
was.
like 28, 29.
Yeah, I was gonna say he was definitely not nowhere near a teenager.
No.
The Spooky Show, again, The Vampire and the Robot I thought was fun, and 80 cents.
Mhm.
80 cents to see a movie.
That seems like a
Jesus.
lot for back then.
Well, so not a lot for now.
I'm just saying, like, when I was seeing movies in the late '90s, it was like $5.
Well, I mean, we used to have a dollar theater.
Yeah.
There used to be multiple ones. Well, there are multiple ones around, and they were like, they called them what, second run theaters.
Mhm.
And yeah, and you'd go there and pay a fucking dollar, and you'd see the show. Like, and again, they weren't like new movies. It would be like the new movie would be in the regular theater for like, I don't know, whatever, 2 months or something, and
Mhm.
then it would go to the second run theater for like another 2 months, and then it would be another year, and then it would come on a video. That was like the time frame.
Mhm.
But yeah, those are all gone now. They don't have dollar theaters anymore.
No.
I don't think that business model works anymore. Anyway, you're already talking about Daughter of Horror.
Mhm.
Was actually like on the marquee.
Mhm.
That's fun. And I thought like for 1958, the effects were pretty fun.
Yes.
I mean, they had goofy miniatures that they were just like squirting glue on. But there was like they had the blob, like literally, it was like they had a picture of things. And then the blob was, they were like dripping the blob onto the picture. And it's like you really can't tell until it like hits the picture and you see it like move like a piece of paper instead of like what you're like, oh, okay, it's just a picture. But it's still, for 1958, that was, inventive, right?
Better than just
Um,
the pink purple plastic bag that we got in the next one.
all right. I mean, like the animation stuff that they did, like towards the end where they showed like the blob over the diner, it was obviously like an animated thing. But it was, I mean, it's fun for 1958. It's fun. I thought that was interesting. That's all I got.
Oh, yeah, like I said, you said the music at the very beginning is great. This is a classic movie. It really is. You may like the remake a lot better, but this is, always a good watch as also a daughter of horror. Um, yeah, it is a pinnacle of 1950s, I would say Americana. It's almost like American Graffiti, but The Blob.
Right. You know how much Steve McQueen was paid for that movie?
What, $200?
$3,000.
Ooh.
Okay. They said, we'll give you $3,000 or 10% of how much the movie makes. And he was like, "Pfft, this B movie crap. I'll take the 3 grand, right? As any smart person would do. And that movie ended up making millions. This is in 1958, it made millions.
Yeah.
So he would have made a lot of money if he would have taken that 10%.
Hundreds
But
of
again,
thousands.
right. But, you're
Yeah.
looking at that from Steve McQueen, like, I get 3 grand or I get nothing from this B movie schlock that's going nowhere because it's a 58. There's tons of these movies out.
Mhm.
Yeah, they did not expect it to be as big of a hit as it was. So, yeah,
Yeah.
he missed out. But
Yeah.
$3,000, that's how much you pay a starring role in 1958.
Yeah. And I thought it was really interesting in the end of this movie because it's like the end question mark. It's like, as long as the earth doesn't heat up, we'll be fine. Like,
Uh-oh.
like, uh-oh. We knew about this in 1958 enough to be warned about the blob coming back. Holy shit. I'm like, so global warming is going to bring the blob back. Cool. I mean, what better way to actually have a sequel to this movie other than a global warming commentary to
Right.
the blob, right?
Yeah, like, yeah, they store it in the Arctic and then, yeah,
Yeah,
the Arctic melts. Yeah, the
yeah.
permafrost melts, yeah.
It's a perfect way to do it. Have it come out in 2 years and make it 70 years later. Um, that's all I got for my highlights, my low points. I know Steve McQueen's great. Teenager Steve McQueen, though, not so convincing.
Yeah, 30-year-old, like, interacting with other, like, 25-year-olds.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a good time.
yeah. As I said, the blob moves so slow. I'm like, how? How is it getting people? I don't think anyone should be able to not outrun the blob. It's just absurd. It's just laughably bad. It's like shock and terror, and they just stay frozen. And of course, Danny, the younger brother, just like his acting was like atrocious, if you
Yeah.
even want to call that acting. It's like whiny, high pitched. Like I don't think it was his voice. Like, we see it in horror movies at this point in time, right? It happens all the time. So it wouldn't surprise me if they just had, like, a professional voice artist, probably a woman, do the voiceover for him and just try to sound like a whiny teenage little boy. So yeah, he was annoying and just got in the way sometimes. And like it's for 1958, like, yeah, we're on fire. The blob's trying us. It's okay, Danny. Just go to sleep. He'll be fine.
Right. Yeah.
Whoa, that's pretty dark for 1958. And of course the cops are just like Don Knotts esque in a lot
Well,
of it.
yeah.
So that's what I have. How about you for your low points?
Yeah, we already talked, like, you can't escape from like, a slow-moving beach ball.
Right.
Like, come on, people. Um, I mean, the damsel in distress. There is no woman that does anything in this film other than be a victim.
Correct.
There's no woman attempting to do anything but screaming and fainting in this movie. It is very, very old school sexist. The poor little dog got eaten.
No, he they
That's
said
sad.
no, he didn't. They said, "Oh, I saw him run away. I
No, they
checked."
said he was gone. They said the blob got him.
Well, she said that he got away. So, I
The
saw
first time, but
oh,
when they got out of the grocery store, they said it got the little dog too.
oh, because I could have swore or maybe it was I thought one of the friends said, "I saw him running away," so I didn't
No,
realize
that was the other one where they say the dog ran away.
Okay. Never
But
mind
this one, they
then.
said it got the dog too because the dog was in the store when they went in the freezer,
Right.
and then when they came out of the freezer and they were talking to the police in front of the store, telling them about the cold, they said that it got the dog.
Interesting. I could have sworn
But watch it again.
okay.
I mean, I might be wrong. Again, it looked like evil cranberry sauce
Mhm.
from, like from Thanksgiving. Like, I don't like cranberry sauce, but it's always on the Thanksgiving table, and I'm not a fan of it, but it looked just like that. And all 50s movies wanna kill everything with electricity. Why is that?
I
Like, always their
don't
first
know.
thing is like, "It's a monster, electrify it." Like, every time they shoot it first. If shooting it doesn't work, then they electrify it. That's like every 50s movie is the same pathway.
Hmm. Yeah.
That's what they did in
Yes.
The Thing. That's what they did in With Them. It's like,
This
shoot it.
newfangled
Right.
technology, electricity.
Right, yeah, it's like, shoot it. "Oh, shooting isn't quite working. What should we do?" Electrify it every time.
Yes.
That's all I got.
Yeah. According to doesthedogdie.com, no, he's not. Alright, so we're doing snot on sticks for our odds this week because there's a lot of snot on sticks. I mean, especially, like, this first one, it looks like it's just a giant booger, I think.
Well, yeah, it looks like whatever silicone gel they were using, then just, like, squirted it all over his hand and
Exactly,
then flipped the image upside down so it looked like it was going up instead of down.
correct. So Salem, how many snot on sticks out of 10 do you give The Blob from 1958?
Um, I mean, it's fun, right?
Mhm, mhm.
It's a classic movie. I mean, is it a great movie? No, but you should watch it at least once.
Yeah,
So yeah, it's 7.
7? Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. I think it's a classic, you need to watch it to really appreciate how good it can be, and then with the next one, how bad it can be, and appreciate the ones that we do have.
Right.
And speaking of just really shitty sequels, take us through Beware the Blob from 1952, as little as sort there actually is.
Okay, well, I'm gonna try to, like, limp my way through this because I don't even fucking think there's, like, a coherent storyline
They're
for this
just
whole
there's just
movie.
scenes with people and the blob, that's all there is.
Right. It's bizarre. So anyway, so the movie starts out with a guy drinking beer with his wife. The wife is putting the groceries away, and she finds this thing in the freezer, and she's like, "What's this in the freezer? Like, only food goes in the freezer. Take this out. Don't put it in there." He's like, "Okay." And it's like, it's a piece of the blob apparently. But, like, who put it there? why would you be like, "Okay, you can just take it out of the freezer?" Like, I don't know who made this decision. I don't understand. Anyway, so she, like, constantly keeps, like, babbling on to the cat. Um, the cat eventually gets, like, eaten by this, like, garbage bag full of Jello.
Mhm.
Um, the guy is, like, drinking more and more beer out of, like, a flower vase now. Um, she, like, finally stops talking, and he goes, "Oh, that's weird," and so he sits down to watch sports. And then the blob attaches him, like, to him in the chair.
We do have to see his ass wiggling about for a while too.
Right, yeah. I'm trying to cut the trash out of this. Anyway, so then there's a girl that comes over that had apparently hired that lady to make some fancy 1970s overalls for her boyfriend because it's his birthday.
Mhm.
So she comes over to pick up the overalls, finds them in the garbage, and goes, "Oh, here's my present," and then sees the guy being devoured by the blob in his chair. She panics. She runs to her boyfriend, who then comes back to the house with her, Bobby, the boyfriend. It's his birthday. Um,
We'll be reminded of that.
so we come back to she's like freaking out. She's like, I just witnessed the death. Like, you need to come check this out. So he goes with her. They go there. There's nothing there. Totally gone. So they call the police. The police are like, yeah, well, what we can do. So they're like, okay, well, it's Bobby's birthday, so we're just gonna go to his birthday party anyway. So they go to this birthday party, and it is a bizarre birthday party, man. I mean, there's people in fucking gorilla suits jumping around. There's like, I don't know, 200 people there just like drinking and partying and doing drugs and all kinds of shit, right? I don't know whose house it's supposed to be, but the girl is like, "Oh, I'm so upset from seeing this death. I'm gonna go straight to the bathroom." So she goes in the bathroom and is like having a fit while the dude is like literally, I don't know, jumping on a fucking trampoline and like eating his cake and blowing out candles
They
and
throw him on a bed mattress for some
yeah.
reason.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck is going on, but they're having a good old time partying while she's like having a panic attack in the bathroom.
Mhm.
Eventually, he's like, "Oh, where's my girlfriend? I need to go find my girlfriend." So he goes and finds her. She's in the bathroom. He goes, "Okay, what's up with you?" She's like, "Well, I like, just witnessed a fucking death. Like, I'm not really into this party thing." He's like, "All right, well, let's leave." So he literally leaves his own birthday party after like 5 minutes, and everybody's like, "All see you later."
Well, in fairness, the party it looked like it's been going on for, like, hours before he
Right, I
got
mean, yeah, there was
there.
just another excuse to continue the party going is what it looked like. They were just
Yeah.
like, "Alright, see you later."
Yep.
Like, nobody really gave a shit. So they leave. I don't know, he rambles on about fucking avocado sandwiches for, like, I don't know, 5 minutes. He, like, keeps like, and this is not the only time in this movie he talks about fucking avocado sandwiches. It comes up, like, 3 other times. I don't know
Well,
what the
first
fucking
time
avocado
first
sandwiches
time,
is.
no bacon, the next time, with bacon.
Right, I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about with this avocado sandwich?" So, they're like, "Oh, avocado sandwich, let's go have an avocado sandwich." So, I don't know, they, like, run over the grocery store guy's, like, beer. I guess they did it once when they were going to the thing before, they did it again, and now he, like, calls the police on them, so the police bring them in and they're like, okay, they try to explain that, like, yeah, we saw this death. She's very strung out about it. And they're like, oh, where's this death? They're like, oh, this house that we already told you about. So like, okay, well, we're gonna go to this house to check it out. And so they all like surround the house while everybody else just kind of like leaves.
Mhm.
There's a scene of another cop finding two like hippies that are like singing songs in a fucking drainage pipe. And they like get the cop gets eaten by the blob and then they get eaten by the blob and then there's another scene of like a fat Russian guy
I
that
thought I
gets
I was trying to determine if he was Russian or Turkish.
I don't know. He was
My
wearing
guess
a
is
fez, but he
right.
sounded like he was speaking Russian. I don't know. I have no idea.
I decided after watching him run around naked, I'm like, "He's Turkish."
I have no idea. He was speaking some language that was not English, and the blob tried to attack him in his bathtub, and he just like ran down the street. So the police get this guy, bring him back, to the office because he was supposed to be trying to find the cop that died in the drainage pipe, but because
Mhm.
he found this naked guy, they forgot about that.
And there's this weird subplot of the cop being convinced that he's just this naked guy's trying to convince him to come home with him.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, because the guy's like, "Come back to my house so I can show you this fucking blob that I ran away from," and he's like, "Oh, he just wants to bone me in his house," whatever. I don't know what's going on in this movie. So everybody at this point, they go back to like the party and they're like convincing everybody, like, "Oh, there's this fucking blob. It's killing people. Like, we need to like get out of here and go somewhere." And they're all like, "Yeah, okay." So the gorilla guy jumps in like a fucking dune buggy.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go get help and literally drives right into the blob.
Yes.
So he dies. So they go like looking for him, like the couple, the avocado sandwich couple, and then the dude, the gorilla suit guy's girlfriend, go looking for him. They find the dune buggy inside the giant blob in the middle of the street, and then she's like, "Oh, I got to go save him," and then she goes in the blob too. So then they go back to town, like looking for the sheriff. The police station says, "Oh, the sheriff is in the bowling alley because there's a big bowling tournament tonight."
Well, big bowling tour is an understatement. There's like 300 people there,
Right,
if
right.
not more.
The entire town was either at the gorilla birthday party or at the bowling alley. So they go there and they're looking for the fucking sheriff and they're like, take over the PA system of the bowling alley. And they're like, look, sheriff, please come to the front. Everybody else, get away from this giant animal that's going to kill you. Like, sheriff, come to the front. Giant animal going to kill you. And everybody's like, nah, whatever.
Mhm.
So the sheriff does finally show up and goes to like, yeah, okay, you guys are creating trouble. Nothing's going on here. What's happening? And of course, the blob comes in like through the back of the bowling alley and kills the bowling alley guy that's like supposed to pick up the pins and shit. And then it like starts oozing up the lanes to get everybody. So a lot of people get trapped. There's a whole lot of like people falling into very easily escapable deaths. While like it looks like a steamroller is like rolling underneath the camera. And they're just like just rolling it over people. I don't know what's happening, but that's what they're doing. So most of the people get out, some people get trapped. And it just so happens that of course the avocado sandwich couple and the owner of the bowling alley, who is also the guy whose beer they kept running over, they're the only ones that get trapped. And of course, there is an ice rink attached to the bowling alley. Like
Opening
it's
soon.
right. It's like on another floor or I
Yep.
don't know. I guess that's what's happening. So they get trapped in the little control box, and the blob then fills up the entire ice rink.
Well, they did some of it tried to get into the thing, and of course, what they do? They try electricity.
Right. I mean, again, this is how you fight it, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, they're trapped in there. They can't get out. The blob is like slowly squishing its way up to get them. The police are just like, oh, we're gonna burn this whole place down. So they start covering the whole building in gasoline. And he's gonna light the whole thing, and
Mhm.
he needs a lighter to do so. Um, anyway, there's a whole bunch of subplots here that I'm just cutting out because they're completely pointless. Like the Boy Scouts and the hobos. I mean, there's just dumb scenes that
The hobo had a big part of this movie.
yeah. Okay, yeah, the hobo scene is Larry Hagman, who's the guy who directed this movie, who was the astronaut guy from I Dream of Jeannie.
Yes, Major
Um,
Nelson.
yes, who was the guy who, like, directed this whole thing and made this whole thing happen, and his hobo buddy is Burgess Meredith, literally the fucking penguin from the old '60s Batman show, also the trainer for Rocky and all the Rocky movies. Yeah, so he's there. They're just like, I don't know, jerking each other off. I don't know what
He
the fuck
he
they're
he
doing.
was literally trying to look at the guy's dick
Right, they were
multiple times.
right, and then they, like, just literally go out to try to fight the blob and then just, like, fall into it. It's a
Well well
dumbass scene.
well, there's a pink shadow that they're shadows of themselves are agonizing and in pain, yes.
Yeah, again, there's a lot of dumbass scenes like this I'm just not even talking about. Um, okay, so, of course, what we're all thinking is going to happen eventually does happen, but it takes a long time. It feels like a really long time.
Mhm.
Like, okay, you're in a fucking ice rink, like, obviously, you're gonna fucking freeze it with the ice in the ice rink, like, everyone knows this is going to happen. Like, why is it taking so long for you to do it? But anyway, while they're in the box, because at this point they still don't know the weakness of the Blob. So while they're in the little box, they're like, yeah, literally trying, the Blob is oozing up through a hole in the floor, and they're like trying all kinds of stuff. Of course, first thing they do is electrify it, where they plug in a cord and shock it, and it's not having any effect. So they're like, oh, get off the floor. So they're climbing up, and he knocks over a little bitty refrigerator, which is apparently full of ice, and the ice falls at it and it retreats away. Oh, it doesn't like cold. And again, in this movie, it's conveniently just staying in the ice rink floor. Like, even though there's no food for it there, it's just
Correct.
conveniently staying in one place, even though it was eating and hunting before. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So they find out, oh, the switch to turn this on is in the other side of the room. He does like Indiana Jones swinging on fucking ropes and shit to get over there, turns it on. Of course, the Blob freezes, and then they run outside and heroically stop the sheriff from lighting the building on fire.
Well, maybe the end.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, there's yeah, the ice rink is an instantaneous freeze, as all
Yes,
ice rinks are,
yes.
with no water on it, sure. And the sheriff is standing over, like, the chilled remains of the Blob and shoots out and attacks his foot. "The end?" Question mark.
Whatever. But yes, that's the end.
Yeah,
Um, Again, yeah, I left out a lot of stupid shit, but that's, I think, the story.
yeah. I had never watched this movie before.
No. I had heard that there was a sequel to The Blob, and it was called Beware the Blob, and that's it.
Yes.
That's all I knew.
I can tell you I would in my wildest dreams would not have imagined it being as bad as it was.
No. And I'm gonna talk about it, but, might as well talk about it now. Now, I think this might be ground zero for the let's make a funny horror movie and intentionally make it bad for the laughs, right?
Mhm.
I think this might be fucking ground zero. I think this is like the first one and everybody like copied off of this idea. And this idea has not died. This idea is still exists today where they intentionally make a bad movie and then try to get you to laugh along with it and try to enjoy it. Um, Again, it be done correctly? Sure. Is it? No. It
No.
is almost never done right. It is almost like they always try to, like, drag in other fandoms and stuff to, like, try to, like, get more people to enjoy it, but it's not made as a film, it's made as, like, a, kinda like a fan, spirited thing where they just want people to like it because of what it is, and it's just dumb. But again, I guess a lot of people have bad taste and love the terrible horror comedy, but I think this might be ground zero for that because I can't remember one like this earlier. I mean, there might be. I haven't seen all of them, obviously.
Uh, yeah, like, it's like they're trying to be tongue in cheek with this, like, look how stupid the Blob was, we're gonna poke fun at it the entire time.
Right, and all the characters are like, complete bumbling idiots that just do goofy stuff for laughs.
Correct.
That's what then there's like, why not put a guy in a fucking gorilla suit that drives a dune buggy? You know what I mean? Just like dumb shit like that. That kind of shit is literally still happening today. They still make these shit movies today that are like, oh, we're just being funny. Haha.
So, my theory of Beware the Blob is the main 2 people had lines no one else did. And they just said, "Go."
Again, like the lady in the beginning of the film, she literally never stops talking. She continuously streamed talking from when she appears to when
Mhm.
she dies.
Yep.
Like, she's just, like, continually rambling on. It's like, wow. Like, let somebody else have a word in there, lady, come on.
Yeah, like I said, I think every person in this has said, "Do whatever feels right."
I mean,
And they did.
yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
No. Yeah, I will go first with my highlights. Uh, it is very 70s though.
That is true. That
Very
is true.
70s.
Well, it's I think this is the early '70s is like it's the very ass end of the hippie age, right?
Mhm.
So there's still some of that hippie counterculture
Yeah.
there. There's still a little bit of the style, not quite as bad as it was in the late '60s. Like there's not like the braided stuff and the hemp clothes
Right,
and the
right.
and the flower headbands. It's not that kind of stuff, but it's literally still there. You can see it
Mhm.
slowly transitioning into the '70s, but this is like the ascent.
It is. It is. It is. It is very 70s for that. Uh, and now this is a sequel, but they're playing the first movie on TV when the guy's watching it in the opening scene, right?
So it's like Halloween 3?
Yes.
So it's a movie, things are happening in real life, but
Yes.
the other movies in the series are fiction
That's
for the
the
world that
only
it's in.
explanation I have of why the Arctic piece of blob is in this guy's fucking freezer.
I don't know, but, like, I don't think he had a job that would have given him a piece of that, but again, like, this is only what,
14 years. Yeah.
14 years later? Like,
Yeah.
why would they give a civilian person a piece of this thing that killed, like, like, a half of a town 14 years ago? Like,
I
why would anyone have a piece of this not under lock and key and, like, military guard?
I don't know. Why is the guy drinking from a flower vase of beer with a tent in his living room? I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of things where you're like, what is fucking happening?"
Like I said, I just think they said, "Do whatever you feel like, go."
Yeah, like,
That's it.
they literally got fucking hammered and they're just like, "Let's raid the fucking prop closet."
Yep.
And just, like, they just brought out a bunch of random shit.
I really think that's what happened. The guy probably said, "I saw the gorilla suit, and I'm wearing that."
Yeah,
Why?
right.
I don't know. I'm going to though.
Yeah, and
And
he's like, "I just wanna act like a monkey at the birthday party." What?
and
Why?
and Larry just goes, "Okay, go."
Yeah, alright.
I'm too,
I wanna drive a dune buggy that looks like the one that talks in that cartoon.
yeah, why not?
Sure, there you go.
Why not? That's all I got for my highlights.
Um, 1, Dick Van Patten's in this movie.
The worst, most annoying Cub Scout leader of all time.
I was like, "That's Dick Van Patten. How did they get him in this movie?" Again, like, Burgess Meredith was in this fucking movie. How?
I think there's just an open casting call, like, "You want free beer and drugs? Just be an extra."
Yeah, him and, like, Larry Hagman had to have been buddies or something.
Something.
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, yeah, Larry Hagman's the director. He's literally the astronaut from My Dream of Jeannie. He's in the movie as a hobo. That's which is funny. Yeah, we already talked about the end of the hippie age. I already talked about a ground zero for intentionally bad horror comedies. I already talked about Burgess Meredith. So all my high points have already been discussed.
Yep.
Low points. Here we go. Intro music and all the music in the movie is fucking horrible.
Hey, that's my number 1 as well.
You know what? You know what the music guy's name is?
Uh,
Mort Garson.
yes.
What's his name? I'm like, yeah, that's not a music guy. You made your mistake hiring Mort Garson to do
Hey,
all your music.
hey, he is prestige porno music guy,
Right.
okay?
Okay, number 2, the fucking cameraman doesn't even know how to focus the fucking camera. There's multiple scenes that's just fuzzy. Like you'd literally see him focusing as the scene is going, and they don't bother cutting.
Mm-mm.
It's like, guys, keep going, keep going. And I think they only had one camera because they like every time there's a scene like a break, like they literally, it's like you could tell they moved everything in the room around to look at this other person. Like there's no like continuous conversation unless they're all on this other side of the camera. Um, yeah, again, the lady does not stop talking, like, just does not stop. It's like, "Take a breath. Please take a breath." Poor Samuel, the little cat.
Yeah.
That was sad. Again, the fucking hippies singing. Smoke like, that song went on for way too long. They were, like had their legs, like, interlaced in a sewage drainage pipe, like, singing and playing guitar. It's like, the cop showed up. I'm like, "Please shoot them." Please make them stop. The dude and his obsession with fucking avocado sandwiches.
Yeah.
Why? Why do you need an avocado sandwich so bad? He like literally said it like 4 times. He had 4 separate discussions about him going to get an avocado sandwich. And then again, everyone constantly falling down. Like
Mhm.
every time the blob is there, it's like they literally had a like paper towel roll covered in like an orange plastic bag that they were rolling underneath the camera. And it was like as they were moving towards people, they would just fall down and then go, "Oh, you're rolling over me. I'm getting eaten by the blob." It was oh man, it was terrible. That's yeah, that's it. I'm gonna stop there.
Yes, yes. Obviously, I said the intro, the music, all that stuff. Why is the blob in the freezer? We don't know.
All right.
Why? Why is he? These are the old tab, right? The like the pin tabs on cans of beer,
Pull tab, yeah,
pull tabs, and then would put the pull tab into the beer
yeah.
and drink it. Number one, choking has number two, metallic tasting. Like, I wouldn't want what's on the outside there that I'm touching to go into my beer. And then, like, he's like pours in, he's like, okay, I'm gonna pour into a pitcher, put multiple beers in there, great. And then goes back to the pull tab. It's gross.
Well, and not only that, but everybody in this movie is drinking warm beer.
Yes.
Like, none of it is, like, refrigerated in any way. It's disgusting.
Yeah. Um, like I said, everyone's on LSD or acid, hands down. If, and and just got told go. And I see that. And you miss one of the most riveting scenes of all time in this movie is the guy who's clearly a hippie that wants to get his hair cut, but no, he doesn't get his hair cut. I don't do hair cuts. I do hair sculpting. And it's just like this weird sexual tension between between the barber who we find out is married to a woman.
Well, sometimes ladies,
Yeah. And just like
are there to be a beard, you know what I'm saying?
and there's he's like, "Oh, yeah, I could tell your hair hasn't been washed. No one's washed my hair since my mama." I'm like, what is going on in this scene?
Well, again, it's like some scenes, they're, like, celebrating the hippie age and, like, the partying of young
Yeah.
people and stuff, and then, like, some scenes, they're, like, deliberately making fun of dirty hippies. It is so bizarre. That's why I say this is like the end of the hippie age because it's like they're simultaneously celebrating yet insulting it at the same time. It's very odd, and I think it's just because it's like on the way out and they don't know what to do with it. So they're like, "We'll just play it safe and just make fun of everybody."
Correct. I think that still goes ties into my theory. And of course, the like, you know that the everyone leaving the theater scene, what we should do that is that, but for 10 minutes of everyone trying to leave the bowling alley, like
Yeah, but making a bowling
hundreds, if not thousands of people there.
alley.
I literally think they went into like the entire studio. All right, we need everyone. Oh, how many? Everyone.
Yeah.
Why?
Gary
Because
Oldman screaming,
yeah,
"Everyone."
yeah, and just like, it's so stupid. This, I think they're trying to make fun of that theater thing and just ruined it. They tried to
Yeah.
top it in the most absurd way possible and just failed miserably. That's I could go on forever. This movie is awful, but I'll go first with number of snot on sticks. This movie's bad. I will give this like two at best. How about you?
Um, I mean, yeah. I mean, okay, you got Burgess Meredith, you got, Larry Hagman, you got Dick Van Patten, you got a guy in a gorilla suit driving the dune buggy. I mean, there's a lot of fun things about this movie, but there's so many bad marks against it.
Hmm.
But it really is something you should probably watch.
Oh.
Just to, like to believe that this movie has been created, and again, see the ground zero, what I think is ground zero of the shitty horror comedy moving forward. I think this is, like, where it got its start because there's a lot of, like, cliche things that happen in this movie that seem to be, like, literally still happening now.
Hmm.
So, I think you should see it, but again, there's a lot of things against it, but there's some things for it. I'll go for 4.
Four. That's very generous of you.
Again, there's a lot of interesting things about it. It's not a good movie. You're watching it for the experience, not for like a good film.
Yeah, and you can see why it died for 16 years and why it had to get remade better. And we'll go through the Blob from 1988. So essentially, just copy and paste 1958 to 1988, but more modernized with body horror. Like the old guy actually is like dissolved in half.
Well, it's like this. Okay, you take the shitty 1958 like silicon ball
Hmm.
and you replace it with the body horror of The Thing.
Yes.
and that is basically what you get.
It's the body horror of the Thing mixed with the pink slime from Ghostbusters 2.
Right, yes. Yes, only it doesn't make you happy.
Correct. Yeah, and like I said, it's the same thing, like, you think, "Oh, you're introduced to this jock that's gonna be the Steve McQueen." Nope. He dies.
Yeah, he's the first one to go.
He's just covered
Well,
in that
besides the old man, but he's
correct.
the second one to go. But it's a cool death because he's, like, inside the blob,
Mhm.
and you see it, like, dissolving his head
Yeah.
and body, and she, like, grabs his arm to try to help him, and his arm literally, like, schlups out,
Yep.
and it's again, like, the acting is not good, but the effects are fucking great.
Yes, they are. Like I said, the
The
guy
effects are amazing in this movie.
yeah, and the woman, Penny, is played by Shawnee Smith.
Yeah. Yeah,
Pre
with bad '80s hair.
hell yeah.
It's not quite the wave yet. I don't think we're that far into the late '80s where she didn't have the wave, or maybe they just cut it down.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's like all the bad '80s, late '80s stylings are all
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, and so after she grabs her boyfriend's arm, her first date arm, she falls unconscious, and the blob does not eat her, which is weird.
Well, the boyfriend it just ate the boyfriend, and the boyfriend's last, like, thought that merged with the blob was, "Don't eat my girlfriend," and so blob was like, "Alright, I got you."
Yeah, I guess. So, like, he's gone, so cue in the hair metal lover motorcycle of
I don't know. He's wearing a puffy pirate shirt,
he
and
is.
he's got a horrible like, feathered out mullet. So, I
He
don't know
does.
how much of a bad boy he is, but he does have a leather jacket
He's I
with
think
some with the playing cards on
I think he's a fan of the Hoff from Knight Rider.
it. I don't know. It's, again, they did this a lot in the late '80s to where it's like, "Oh, I'm a badass," but they were still wearing, like, off the runway styling. It's like,
Mhm.
"Okay, this you're not a badass if you're all stylish like that. That's not how it works."
Yeah. Yeah, but like I said, we're going through all this stuff. It's, Matt Dillon, right?
Kevin Dillon,
Kevin Dillon
his
from
brother.
Entourage.
Yes.
Yes. And his first role that I can recall him being in.
I mean, he's not that big of an actor, but
No, but
no, yeah, this is the first thing I remember seeing
yeah,
him in, but I was also 10, so
yeah. Like I said, so it's like I said, the same premise. The blobs go around and just mutilating people, like dissolving people. They go to uh the poor sheriff gets killed off screen. They do the same things. Like first part of the movie is pretty much the same. Just swap out Steve McQueen with this other guy. And so they go to a diner and a woman there, and she sees like the blob comes out of like the sink and just like he's that fast dissolved, like just his body dissolves into the sink.
right.
They go, and this is where they go into the freezer, which they go, "Hey, what makes the freezer cold? What about just a really, really bad freezer that is just frozen and everything's like freezer burned?" Got it.
Okay, now here's what looked like happened, okay? They went in a regular room, and they just took white paint and splashed it all over everything, like, "Oh, white makes it look like it's frozen, right?" So they, like, splashed it all over, and then they were like, "Oh, wait, it doesn't quite look frozen enough. Let's use some Elmer's glue." So it's like they splashed white paint and Elmer's glue all over everything in the room. Nothing looks cold. It just looks like it's covered in white paint and Elmer's glue.
Mhm, that's fair.
Yeah, yeah, fantastic.
Yeah. So the waitress that was there, she gets out. She goes to make a phone call, and the blob engulfs the phone booth she's in and just and crushes her.
Yeah, well, you get to see she's like, "I'm calling the sheriff," and then you get to see the dead sheriff inside the blob being, like, slowly dissolved away, and then she eats it.
Correct. Yeah, yeah. And you'd recognize, I'd say, a lot of people from this movie if you watch anything by Frank Darabont, Darabont, right? He wrote the screenplay of this. Darabont. So like the sheriff was the guy that's always in everything I think he does, right? I know he's in like The Mist and a bunch of other things.
Um, the deputy, the guy with the goofy mustache,
Yeah,
he was the guy in RoboCop that exploded when he got hit by the car.
nice.
I was like, "Wow, I don't know if I've ever seen him in another movie." I was like, "That's amazing." At the time, I don't know if I put that together. I was watching RoboCop back then, but I wasn't big on actors back then. But yeah, I was watching it. I was like, "That's the fucking dude from RoboCop that gets like hit with the toxic waste,
Yeah,
and then when he gets hit by the car and explodes into goo, yeah, that's him. That's that."
yeah, yeah. So anyway, all of this is kind of going on there, same beats. They get to the I'd say the movie theater pretty early in comparison, and the guys just get there, like, a lot of people get eaten by the blob in this theater. They had the same run out. You know, the Shawnee goes to get her brother and friend. The blob's there, they're trying to escape. They go into the sewers, and, you know, yeah, the blob follows them, and a kid gets dissolved in the movie.
Yeah.
Um, and there's a rated, unrated, and a rated one. I guess depends which one you saw. One time he's just a skeleton. The other time is his skin is dissolving off of him. I've
I
only
saw the one
seen
with the skin dissolving off of him.
I've never seen the skeleton one, so I don't know
Yeah, I
where
don't
that
I
came from. I was
I
reading
don't know.
about, like,
I don't remember the one. I literally watched it a whole bunch of times as a kid. Like I said, I rented it a whole bunch of times as a
mhm,
kid, and I've literally have not watched it since then. So so it's like one of those movies I've seen a bunch of times, but I literally haven't seen it in like, almost 40 years.
yeah. Yeah, so all that's going on there. The Dylan guy, he's going back for his bike that stalled out there where he saw the old guy, and they see now there's, like, government is coming in there, like, the CDC is coming there, like, "Yep," and they find out that this meteorite wasn't a meteorite, it was from us. We sent bacteria into space, it mutated, and came back down, and they're just trying to contain it. I'd say pretty damn close to I'd even say it's
Well,
like
this is
nuking the
19
town.
this is 1988. They were
Yeah.
they were using it against the Russians. They
Yeah.
needed to get it so they could use against the Russians.
Yeah, and the other guy's like, "Yeah, by time if this doesn't get contained, there's gonna be no America, so, yeah, let's not do that." Like, "No, no, no," Dr. Meadows like, "No, I have to get it." So he becomes, like, de facto military, so the military comes in there, starts kinda rounding up people, try to figure out what to do, and you get a whole bunch of back and forth, like, what this is, and like I said, they're at the point of, like, almost nuking the city.
Well, the funny part is Meadows has, like, a hell of a character arc, right?
Yeah.
Like, he's only in the movie for, like, what, 15, 20 minutes?
Mhm.
And he in the beginning of it, he goes, like he's, like, regretfully kind of upset that this happened to this town and these people are, like, there I mean, yeah, he understands that they're expendable, but he's trying to, like, limit the
Yeah.
damage done, right? He's
Yep.
literally, he's like, yeah, he's trying to capture this thing, but he's trying to make sure the people are safe until the end of the like, literally his arc 15 minutes later, "Kill him!" Yeah, he's, like, literally screaming at the whole town to kill this one kid. It's like, wow, that's a hell of an arc.
Yep. Yeah, so all that's going on there, people get into, uh, was it church, essentially?
I don't know. I don't know what it was. I'm going with community center.
Okay, that's fair, and then they start coming in, they're like, "Oh," and then fire extinguisher, it doesn't like the cold, huh, put 2 together, and then mustache cop just gets, like, torn in half and ripped through the door.
Right.
Poor guy. Yeah, so, like, they're gonna start, like, trying to burn everything, like, well, it doesn't like the cold, it's gonna, like, expand on the heat, just like any sickness would be, eventually, but, yeah, the Brian comes back with, like, the ice maker because this town's, like, a big, skiing town, I guess, which seems like it's 75 to 80 degrees out, like, right
Yeah, it
before
does not
ski
look
season.
cold in any way. There's no snow on the ground
No.
anywhere. But in the beginning of the film, that when they're panning around in the town, it's like ski everything. So they do kind of precursor that. But there's no mention of skiing at all until like when he goes into the garage and the guy tells him, "Oh yeah, I got to fix this snowmaker truck and these snowmobiles." That's the only mention of snow at all until this point way later.
It is only there for this part of the
Correct.
movie.
Yes. Correct.
Yeah, because the guy gets the snowmaker truck, he drives it into the Bob, he starts to get almost killed, and Shawnee Smith's like, "You know what? Imma take this gun and start shooting it." Female empowerment, and she just, like, trips and, like, I would think we're broken her face the way she hit the side of that
Oh, yeah. So I was la
truck.
it was a very funny scene because she goes to jump away like an action hero and then just flop.
Yep, yeah, but yeah, so the blob comes after her, she sets an explosive charge that has no visible timer that I could see, like, was it grenades?
The beeps get closer together,
I
the closer
I
it is to
guess.
exploding. Come on, don't you know 1980s explosive etiquette?
Yeah, so, you know, the guy, Brian, comes up and rescues her, the blob blows up, it's, like, all shattered into ice crystals, and, like, everything will be fine now. I have to mention the Stephen King creepy priest, he looks like Stephen King, or trying to be Stephen King.
I'd
Uh,
say he looks like Heinrich Himmler. You know what I he does, he looks like fucking Himmler if he,
yeah,
like, had a drinking problem.
yeah, that's fair. So he had, like, found pieces of the blob from the freezer and collected it, and he's like, "Oh, man, I'm half burned. Now I'm gonna start up this snake oil church, have
That's what you
people."
call the old time religion. That's, the old tent revivals.
Yeah, and he was definitely the only white guy there.
Well, yeah, and if you're
Yeah,
doing a tent revival, you're probably in a poverty-stricken area.
yeah, and he's like, "Ah, praise be this blob that is maybe coming back unfrozen." And, yeah, that's his new god, that's, the raptor's coming with the blob? Sure, sure, I
I
guess.
mean, it could.
And the rest of it, they're just gonna put into, they said, the town's ice house of the pieces of it, so it doesn't thaw out and come back together. At least it's not gonna be in some guy's freezer.
Yet.
Yet. Yet. We'll make that happen. That's about it. There's a couple other things. Like I said, it's pretty much the same beat for beat of it. So, and wow, I just looked at the cast, and apparently Bill Moseley was the soldier in the sewer.
Was he?
Yeah. I'm looking at the cast like, Bill Moseley?
I don't know, maybe he looked different or something. I don't remember seeing him. 'Cause I knew yeah, because he just did, like, Texas Chainsaw, like, a couple years before this.
Yeah, and he
So
just did,
I would have recognized him.
and
That's
he
weird that I didn't.
and he did Silent Night, Deadly Night 3 as well.
Huh. Did we do that? We did those, right?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, Bill Moseley as soldier in the sewer.
Huh.
Interesting.
Yeah, I
Poor
don't
guy.
remember. I didn't spot him at all.
No, 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 I watched this a lot. I didn't realize it was him. Alright, no, I know we both watched this many, many times. Uh, do you remember the first time you watched this? Do you think it was
Oh,
about when it came
Jesus.
out?
Yeah, it was about that time. It was probably, like, '89. Because again, that was like my peak, like just go to the video store and just pick out a bunch of movies
Mhm.
and then just go home and watch them. Again, and as long as they didn't have sex in them, my mom didn't care. Obviously, if it was like a rated R for sex content, like yes, that would no, you can't do that. If it was rated R for violence, yeah, who gives a shit? But again, just like in this film, right? When the mom is talking to the 2 kids about they're going to see the movie, they're just like, "Oh, there's no sex in it, it's just violence and murder." She's like,
Right.
"Okay."
Yeah.
That's like the attitude of that time period is like murder and violence is fine, right? It's
Mhm.
like action movies, that's, who's the biggest core audience of action movies? It's like kids,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah.
Um, so yeah, like, nobody gives a shit that you're watching that stuff, but like sex, no.
Yeah. Yep.
That's my mom had that same attitude. Sex, no, violence, fine.
Yeah, I mean, there was this movie has said mild sexual content other than the guy who is like, woman is passed out and is like, "Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
still gonna do stuff."
that's called date rape, sir, and yes,
Yes.
that is sexual content.
Yes. Um, why don't you go first with your highlights?
Okay, highlight number 1 is obviously the effects of this movie is they're
Mhm.
fantastic. I mean,
Yeah.
the blob eating the people, the blob moving. I mean, yeah, there's some, like, fun, like, miniature and stop motion stuff that you can obviously tell it's miniature and stop motion, but it's still good.
Mhm.
It's still done well, but yeah, there's a lot of scenes of, like, it eating things and dissolving things, and it looks really good. Like, they
Yeah.
did a really good job, and it's
Yeah.
not like one of the big name people either, or at least not a big name that I recognized. Yeah, I saw the name and it wasn't anybody that I knew, but again, I don't know them all.
Hmm.
It wasn't like Tom Savini or
Right, right. Oh, yeah,
it wasn't like, what's the other guy, Rick Baker or like any of those people that I would have recognized the name. It wasn't any of those people. Or what was the guy that did the thing, Botten? It
yeah.
wasn't any of those big names. It just was some dude.
Not Sam Winston, not
Right,
yeah,
right. Yeah, I would have
yeah,
noticed one of the big names, it wasn't one of those. He might have done other big things, I just didn't recognize the name, but still, fantastic job. Did a great job. I mean, because like, literally half this movie is effects.
for sure.
And, like, without the effects, this is a horseshit movie, to be frank. But they are great. They do a great job with it. Okay, the drink station in that guy's trunk looked awesome. Like, he literally had, like, a full bar in his trunk. I don't know what he was mixing up. It looked like grenadine and vodka.
That it did,
It
yes.
did not look appetizing, but he had a little, like, battery-powered mixer in there and, like, ice and, like, all kinds of stuff, and, like, it was fun looking. Like, that was
Mhm.
cool. I remember being a kid and being like, "That's cool." I don't I don't really know what that was all about, but I was like, "That's cool. I wanna make Kool-Aid in my trunk." Again, yeah, we already talked about the deputy was the guy from RoboCop. It seems to be like Blob in the first like half of the movie is following like slasher rules.
Oh, easily.
Like it's attacking people that are like making out and doing sexual things because that's what slashers do. It's only preying on people that are like alone and vulnerable. Like it's never, like when people see it, nobody believes them. It's like it's playing by slasher rules, like up until pretty much it gets to the um movie theater.
Mhm.
After that, it turns into a monster movie. But before then, it's really following slash rules, and I think that's interesting. And again, we get a bad government, right? We get a government's hiding things, and this is all because the government's doing that stuff around, and that's fun. I always like those kind of storylines. That's all.
But yeah, by the way, the guy one of the main guys did the special effects for the aliens in Alien 3, George of the Jungle, Bicentennial Man, iRobot.
Yeah, I know. I
Yeah,
figured he did other stuff. It's
yeah,
just not a name that I would have recognized.
yeah. Alright. So, yeah, my highlights, definitely the body horror, as you said. It's great. It's, like, claustrophobic, it's dissolved. Like I said, it's nearly 40 years later, and it still looks amazing. It's amazing that we're able to do that with, like, practical effects to this day. I love it. I think it's a fantastic remake. I think it pays homage to the original in the right ways and doesn't go the beware the blob route either. It takes itself very seriously. I
Well,
think
it's like it's an '80s horror movie,
yeah,
right? It takes
yeah,
itself as seriously as it needs to.
yeah. And if you know the original, like, oh man, this quarterback, he's the main guy. Nope.
Yeah, just funny.
Yeah. Um, and I don't know if this is true. I've heard many rumors that this movie was the first horror movie to show a kid dying or dissolving in like a body horror way. I know we kind of discussed like when we watched like Grizzly when they had the kid attacked, like his arm ripped off. Like
Yeah,
that was impressive for the 1978.
right.
But yeah, there's a lot of people credit this with like the first on screen of like a kid, not a teenager having sex, but a kid in a gruesome way. And, the plot twist is America all along. Yeah, that's pretty cool. All the Cold War stuff. So I do appreciate all that stuff. Uh, that's my highlights. Rolling my low points, obviously the priest.
Oh, you don't like the priest?
Not in the slightest. No.
I thought he was hilarious.
Um, obviously sexual assault's bad.
Yes, it is.
I like when they bring the old guy to the hospital. Does he have Blue Cross? What?
Welcome to America, dude.
I
That's
know.
how it goes. That's the first question they fucking ask you.
I know.
Where's your insurance card?
Yeah. I know they also did the theater exit. It's not as iconic, but the theater scene was better as a whole. I think as a overall, right?
Well, the attack inside is amazing. Yes.
Yes. Worshiping the priest ends up worshiping a germ essentially, which is bizarre in its own way. Like I said, Shawnee Smith just face planted inside the truck that's metal. Like, yeah, she's broken like her face. Yeah, it's just some weird things here and there, but overall, I liked it. What are your low points?
Man. There are some bad haircuts in this movie.
Yeah, there are.
Wow. I mean, we got fluffy mullets. We got like the old school like 80s Nagel fluff on the head, like all kinds of goofy haircuts. But again, this is the late 80s. Late 80s were like one of the worst fashion trends ever.
Yeah.
Mid 80s were great. Outrageous but great. But the late 80s are just like wah wah. Yeah, of course, yeah, sexual assault, date rape, very bad. Again, he was trying to date rape a corpse, which is even worse, I think. We didn't notice that she was cold.
Yeah.
Okay, now, to this day, I am still nervous about sticking my hand in a drain, okay? And I learned that from this movie. I
He
was
went, like
terrified.
he went elbow deep into that
Yeah,
drain.
right. But it's like I was terrified at the time of like, I'm never sticking my hand in a drain
Mhm.
ever. And like even now to this day, I'm still nervous about sticking my hand in the drain. Even if I can like see the where the drain goes, it's still I'm nervous about sticking my hand in it. And I'm pretty sure that's where it came from is this movie.
That's fair.
Again, yeah, well, like what happened in the freezer? There's white paint and glue everywhere. Obviously wasn't actually cold. It was funny. And I gotta say the music is pretty bad. It's like
It
this
is.
very generic, like you know, open source
It
synthesizer sound.
it sounded like rip-off Friday the 13th Harry Manfredi music.
Right.
Like
Yeah, it's
late
obviously
Friday the
not like
13th, yeah.
anyone good that did it. It just sounded like a bad rip-off of
Mhm.
of everything else at the time. It was very bad.
Yes.
That's all I got.
Alright, so, Salem, how many snots on the sticks do you give The Blob from 1988?
Um, I do like it. I mean,
Yes.
it's really good. The effects are amazing. And if
Mhm.
you watch it, just watch it to see the effects. Because again, this is '88. It's like all practical stuff, right? There's miniatures and stop motion animation, and there's like them running in front of a screen, you know,
Clearly.
yeah, like very early green screen type stuff, but it's all done practically. Like the blob in those scenes is somebody did that.
Yes, there's not
Um,
a pink plastic bag rolling over people.
right, right. It is interesting. I mean, the acting is terrible, but again, you're not watching this movie for the acting.
No.
So I mean, it's good for what it is. But yeah, it's a recommend. I'll give it an 8.
Yeah, I think this is an amazing remake. Is it a perfect movie? Hell no. Hell no, but it's as you said, for everything you just said, I can completely agree. I'm gonna give this 8.5 snots on a stick just because it's good body horror. If you had said, like, a master of body horror made this, I would have believed you.
Yeah, really. Like that's why I was like watching the names. I was like, I had to have like known who this. I didn't know who it was at all.
Yeah, I think the masterwork of it, and appreciate everything for it. Alright, anything else to add before we wrap up here? Alright, how much wood could an Ed would chuck if an Ed would could chuck wood? We enter classic 50s movie month with the epitome of bad movies with a director spotlight, Ed Wood. And yeah, we'll be doing over Bride of the Monster from 1955, the classic Plan 9 from Outer Space in 1957. I haven't watched I don't when's the last time I watched that movie without someone making jokes over it?
Flat Nine from Outer Space. I don't know if I've ever seen it without jokes being done. Like,
Yeah.
I think when I saw it, it was like a Svengoolie
Mhm.
showing. So I don't know. Because I watched it the once and I'm like, that's it. I don't
But
need to watch it again.
it is the classic, arguably the worst sci-fi movie ever made.
Yeah, it's definitely up there.
And then Night of the Ghouls from 1958, but re-released and didn't get
Well,
released until the '80s, right?
yeah, it was like Night of the Ghouls is like a lost movie, or it
Yeah.
was. So it was made right after Plan 9 from Outer Space, but he couldn't get anybody to distribute it at that time, and it was literally just like he sat on it, and
Mhm.
they didn't, like, rediscover it again until 1984, and they re-released it in 1984, but the movie was made in 1958, so we're counting.
Yeah, 'cause I believe it stars one of the same guys from Bride of the Monster that was also in, like, the big bald guy, right?
Yeah, the big wrestler dude,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, he's in, like, all of Ed Wood's stuff.
Right, yeah.
I'm trying to remember who even played him in the Ed Wood movie.
I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
Talking the Johnny Depp movie?
Yeah,
I don't remember.
yeah. But yeah, that's, what a way to wrap up our 50s month with Ed
Well, I'm
Wood.
trying to think of like, what director do I know from the '50s? I'm like, that did horror movies? None, and then I was like, "Oh, wait a minute." So, there
Yes.
you go.
Alright. Well, remember, we watch bad movies, so you don't have to, and this has been Graveyard saying, "Have you checked on the children?"
This is Salem saying, "Long live the new"